Welcome to our exploration of one of the most debated and misunderstood passages in the Bible. Exodus 21:22. This verse has sparked intense discussion among theologians, scholars, and everyday readers for centuries. At its core, it raises fundamental questions about justice, morality, and the human condition. Those unfamiliar with the passage, Exodus 21:22 reads, "When men strive together and hit a woman with child so that her fruit depart, and yet no harm follow, he shall be surely punished, according to the judgment of the elders, even as the husband of the woman laid upon him. He shall pay the price, and shall give it unto her. And if there be any miscarriage, then thou shalt..." This verse is often misunderstood as condoning or even promoting violence against women. However, a closer examination of the passage reveals a more nuanced and complex message that highlights the importance of fair compensation and justice in cases of harm or injury. In this article, we'll delve into the intricacies of Exodus 21:22, exploring its historical context, literary significance, and enduring relevance to modern discussions around justice, ethics, and human dignity. We invite you to join us on this journey as we seek to understand one of the most enigmatic passages in Scripture. Biblical context and key passages. The phrase, "Do not be afraid," is a recurring theme throughout the Bible, appearing in various forms across multiple books. One notable instance is Deuteronomy 31:6, where Moses exhorts the Israelites to stand firm and fear not, as God will be with them always. In the New Testament, Jesus similarly reassures his disciples not to be afraid, citing the presence of angels that behold you into heaven, Matthew 26:53. This emphasis on courage and trust in God's provision underscores a vital aspect of Christian faith, namely that believers are called to live with confidence and hope, even in the face of uncertainty or adversity. Related concept is found in Psalms 27:1-3, where David declares his unshakable trust in God's protection and care. This sentiment is echoed in other passages such as Isaiah 41:10, which assures us that fear not, for God will be our strength and our salvation. The Bible offers a multitude of assurances and reassurances to those who may feel overwhelmed or intimidated by life's challenges. These passages collectively convey a message of comfort and courage, urging believers to stand firm in their faith and trust in God's presence and provision. Meaning and key themes in understanding Exodus 21:22, it's crucial to recognize the historical context in which this passage was written. The ancient Israelites were a patriarchal society, where women's roles and rights were limited. This verse, therefore, cannot be seen as condoning violence against women, but rather as addressing the societal norms of that time. The phrase, "life for life," is often misinterpreted as advocating for revenge or retribution. However, in its original context, this phrase likely referred to monetary compensation for damages or injury. This understanding is supported by other biblical passages such as Numbers 35:31-32, which specify that if a woman dies due to an accidental blow, the perpetrator must pay the husband a sum equivalent to her value. Emphasis on justice and fair compensation in Exodus 21:22 highlights the importance of holding individuals accountable for their actions. This is not about promoting violence or retribution, but rather about ensuring that those responsible for harm or injury are held liable and provide restitution to the affected parties. Closer examination of this passage also reveals a deeper message about human dignity and worth. The fact that even in cases where no physical harm occurs, the perpetrator must still be punished and provide compensation underscores the value and respect due to every individual. The concept of justice in Exodus 21:22 is closely tied to the idea of fair compensation for damages or injury. This passage highlights the importance of upholding human dignity and worth, even in cases where no physical harm occurs. Practical application today. The principles outlined in Exodus 21:22 continue to hold relevance today. Modern discussions around justice, ethics, and human rights, we see echoes of this passage's emphasis on accountability, compensation, and respect for human dignity. In cases where individuals or institutions have caused harm or injury, it is essential to uphold the principles of fair compensation and restorative justice. This involves acknowledging the harm that has occurred, taking steps to prevent similar incidents in the future, and providing adequate restitution to those affected. By applying the lessons from Exodus 21:22, we can work towards creating a more just and compassionate society where everyone is valued and respected. This involves recognizing the inherent worth and dignity of every individual and striving to uphold their rights and freedoms. The principles outlined in Exodus 21:22 have practical applications in modern discussions around justice, ethics, and human rights. By upholding fair compensation and restorative justice, we can work towards creating a more just and compassionate society that values every individual's dignity and worth. Conclusion. In our exploration of Exodus 21:22, we've delved into the complexities of this enigmatic passage, uncovering a nuanced message about justice, morality, and human dignity. By recognizing the historical context and literary significance of this verse, we can see that it's not advocating for violence against women, but rather addressing the societal norms of its time. Today, we continue to grapple with the principles outlined in Exodus 21:22, applying them to modern discussions around justice, ethics, and human rights. By upholding fair compensation and restorative justice, we can work towards creating a more just and compassionate society where every individual is valued and respected. As we strive to understand this passage better, let us remember the words of Isaiah 41:10. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. May our study of Exodus 21:22 inspire us to live out the principles of compassion, justice, and respect for human dignity in all aspects of life.